Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Ryan and Robert Rants. Today we're doing another trailer reaction and review. Robert, which one we doing today?
We are doing Dracula, and this one is starring Christoph Waltz. Don't know how many Dracula movies we're gonna get, but I mean, you know, here's another one.
Because why not, right?
Exactly.
So so I will say I am interested in this one, especially since Luc Besson is
The
directing.
song.
My man, Mr. The Professional himself, Mr. Fifth Element, one of my all-time favorite movies. But yeah, let's see what his take on Dracula will be. This one's gonna be interesting, just to see. And it says Christoph Waltz is in it, so I mean, can't go wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Caleb
Safe
Landry
to
Jones.
yeah, dude. Caleb Landry Jones, dude. His like, I don't know if you've seen some of the roles he's been doing like lately, but yeah,
Yeah.
dude puts himself out there. So I'm queued up and ready to go when you are.
I am ready.
Awesome, counting down. Oh, and before we do, just a disclaimer, we will not be showing the trailer during the reaction, but we will post a link to the original trailer. That way you can check that out. And of course, join us in on the conversation. We want to hear from you and see what you thought and if you agree with our assessment. But alas, counting down three, two, one, go. It is dark.
My sound wasn't on. Jeez. Right? Make it darker. I feel like I'm watching Resident Evil The Village right now. I'd make a comment, but I don't want to. Dracula.
July 30th. Dude, that looks pretty good. I'm sold. I'm sold on it.
It's shot a little weird, especially those wide shots. I don't know, it felt weird, but I should have known it was going to be predominantly French.
Yeah, and I think that's why it looks like that because of
Yeah,
the cameras that he uses and stuff like that, especially later day. Luc Besson versus like when you watch like his movies from the 90s and stuff like that, they have a specific look
yeah.
and feel to it. This feels more modern with that. But what did you think about it?
It didn't quite sell me. I mean, I honestly I don't know. I guess I'm just a little tired of Dracula. Like I feel like Dracula Untold is still kind of fresh in everyone's mind. I know everybody was clamoring for a sequel to that movie. I mean, the movie didn't perform well at the box office, but I know that's a huge fan favorite
Yeah.
amongst
Surprisingly
a lot of
entertaining.
people. Yeah.
That's the
I
vibe
mean,
I got from this one.
I enjoyed it. That one. I mean, that one looked Untold is probably going to be a far more of an action movie than this one will be.
Oh yeah.
Um, I don't know. Like, I think I'm just ready to move on from Dracula. To be honest with you, like how much. Speaking of beating a dead horse, like a property. Like, I mean, it's the same thing with like Frankenstein. I mean, different directors can have their takes on it, like Guillermo del Toro with Frankenstein, but it's like at some point, I mean, is it what are we gonna like? How much more different or whatever can we make a story that's what 150 years old by now?
Yeah. No,
But I
you're
mean,
right.
I'm still gonna watch it. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna watch it.
It you know what vibe it gave me? It gave me definitely Nosferatu meets
Yeah,
Dracula Untold.
especially in the beginning. Yeah,
Yeah, like
just
those are the two
dark
movies
and
that came to
gothic.
mind. Oh yeah, like I had to move the the window onto this one over here just so I could be like, because I was like, man, this is really dark. So
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it'll be entertaining, especially like I said, I trust Luc Besson. I still haven't finished watching Valerian, but I mean, I like the concept and the idea of something like that. But I have faith in him as a director to entertain me because his movies are entertaining. I mean, they might be a little out there, but they're always entertaining, to say the
Yeah,
least. I mean, this is the guy that gave us freaking Taken.
yeah.
Like he gave us Taken. He gave us
Turn Liam Neeson into a true action star.
yeah. He did he write? I'm I'm pretty sure he wrote. I know he didn't direct it, but I know he was involved with Kiss of the Dragon, Jet Li,
Yeah,
which is like it's a pretty cool movie. Like it's got moments. It's not the greatest movie, but it's got moments.
yeah. He's got
Um,
an interesting filmography for sure.
yeah. So I
And
mean, to see him
like
take on
anything he
Dracula,
does, yeah, anything he does, it's gonna warrant to watch. I think
yeah,
he's proven, with his filmography, he's proven like anything he does, it at least should get the audience, give him a chance to watch it for sure.
yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up about how you said like you're just you're over. You're
Yeah,
like I think
just
I'm over
over it.
Dracula.
I think, yeah.
Um, do you feel because when you were saying that, it made me start thinking of movies, of literature, of the way that we used to go about adapting things, and how a lot of old literature inspires like some really great stories. The Lion King.
Hmm.
Think of one, it's Hamlet essentially,
More or less, yeah.
and you have that. You also have, Romeo and Juliet. You have Dracula, Frankenstein, Moby Dick. Like all of these stories that in some way or form deal with, struggles with conflict with character. Like these are things that inspired a lot of those directors in the 70s, 80s, 90s artwork. And then you look a lot at like today's stuff. Like do you feel that those things are just going to eventually go away, and whatever is new is going to take over from that, and that's going to become the new inspiration?
I don't think it's all gonna go away. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate different interpretations of old material. Like, I mean, you can have like a Romeo and Juliet story without it being like Romeo and Juliet, right? Like you don't need those characters, but you can take the like story beats of, like conflicting families, stuff like that. I mean, even with Hamlet, like you said, you took Hamlet, turned it somewhat into the Lion King. I mean, without knowing anything, a casual fan might not know, a viewer might not know that the Lion King is essentially Hamlet, right? So I
Yeah.
think that is a good way to take the story beats from like an older, story, and then just kind of doing your own spin on it, rather than just like, hey, I'm gonna pick up, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and then just I'm gonna make this movie, but at the same time I'm gonna change it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna go away. Like even the Agatha Christie novels, they're not gonna go away.
Oh yeah.
It's always
I mean,
it's so ingrained in culture. It's one of those, I don't want to call it phenomenon, but it's just like it
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 impacts
had
the
such an
culture.
it had a such huge impact on even like back then, to where we're still talking about it, right? Like again, I don't remember like the publishing date, but like what, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, 19 what 37, 38, I don't know what it was. I mean, here we are almost 100 years later, almost as, I mean, I don't know how popular it was back then. I wasn't alive, but I mean, you can probably argue that it's more popular now than it's ever been.
Yeah.
So I don't if stories have that kind of cultural impact. They're never going to go away. It's just how are we going to interpret that going forward?
Exactly. And
Especially with
that's
social changes, like psychology, like you might whatever new I don't know, like phase of is going to look at it different. Like, oh, was Mary Shelley thinking about this? Like, probably not, but okay, we can psychoanalyze it if you want. You know what I mean?
yeah, like the like you said, generational, to where
Yeah,
it's like, how is this generation going to interpret, and what is it going to inspire or be inspired by
yeah.
moving forward. So, like I said, it's nice to see a director, that I grew up with from the 90s, like still doing his thing, doing his take on this, which again, it's interesting to see this approach done from it. And I'm looking it up just to see if how involved he is with it. Okay, so he did write the script too. So he wrote and directed it. So yeah, that gives me a little more
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
with that, because that means we're really gonna get his composer Danny Elfman.
Okay.
All right, I see you, and then a bunch of French people.
I mean, it's seeing, watching this trailer and then watching the Frankenstein trailer. I don't know whenever we watched that a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Which on the channel, by the way, go watch that one. Makes me actually don't want to go back and reread like the original. I mean, I have not read them in so long. I think I was like in middle school, which for the audience, I'm not going to say how divulge how long ago that was for the sake of my own sanity. So I might even have a different interpretation of like reading it now than I did back then.
Yeah. And that's
So
that's the one thing I love about watching movies,
yeah,
is that, a movie that I watched during my childhood is going to hit me so much different
yeah.
when I get older. Um
Sometimes for
and
better or worse.
yeah, and it's crazy seeing it, because there's somewhere it's like, man, why did I like this movie? Or I don't remember
Exactly.
that. And it's like, this is a movie that I watched like over 100 times growing up, like quote it back and front, and it's just so different now. So, but I mean, you're right. You're 100% correct on that. And I guess time will tell what this one's
Nope.
gonna do. But I'm pretty excited for this one. Out of 10, what do you give this movie for the trailer?
I think I'd probably just give it a 6. I mean, the trailer's fine. I think it's cut kind of well, and I love the last like what is it like 5 seconds of the I don't know who the actress was, but how the background changes and the central figures right there. I've always liked that effect. Um, so I mean I don't know if that's actually going to be in the movie or if it's just for the trailer, but I've always liked when you kind of see it like maybe in like reels on Instagram or whatever. But I just for some reason I like that effect. I know I see it a lot when people go on like vacations, right? And they'll take like everything and then like all the vacation photos and it just like changes the background. I like it. But I mean the trailer's fine. Again, I might just be a little jaded because I'm kind of over Dracula and Frankenstein stories at the moment.
Yeah.
But again, I've also said makes me want to go back and reread. So read it. But I think the trailer's fine. I'd probably give it a 6.
Okay. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna give it a After talking it out, I want to give it a 7.5. That point five
Nice,
is
nice.
for Besson, because,
Yeah,
like, I just think he's a great director.
yeah.
But I think it was really entertaining. Like, you notice I barely talked during the actual trailer, just because like I was really engaged by it. I was like, okay, like this is different, it's nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I that's where I'm sitting on that one. I don't really have too much more to say about this one. But
No,
like I said, I'm excited to see how it turns out.
nice. Very nice.
Awesome. Well, I guess that's the end of this one, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please like, subscribe, and as Robert always says, get down in the comments. We want to hear from you. what is your take on Dracula? Are you at that point where Robert's at, where it's just enough is enough? I've had it with this
Yeah,
Dracula,
yeah. The
and
whole like
yeah, I
kind
was
of
gonna try to
monster
do Snakes on
genre.
a Plane, but I couldn't.
Um,
Think of anything. It's also very late at night. Just a little behind the scenes. We record these very late at night, so
yeah, it
it's
is
been a long
currently
day.
2:47 a.m.
Yes. Hey, but the things we do for y'all, and because we
Yep.
love it as well. But yeah, yeah. What's your take on Dracula? Have you reached Robert's point where you're just like, enough is enough? I'm done. I'm tapping out from it. Do you have a favorite? Let's talk vampires. Do you have a favorite vampire movie or your favorite Dracula adaptation? Since Robert, like Robert said, there's like 15 million of them already. And how do you feel about Luc Besson as a director? So get down in the comments. We want to hear from you. Robert, what else do we have going on the channel?
Yes, like I mentioned in this video, we did do a reaction review to Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein up on the channel. Looks very interesting. I'm actually excited for that one, just Guillermo del Toro. We also have the not Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. We also did Black Phone 2, which as of now, Ryan has finally watched the first Black Phone. So,
Can't
yep.
confirm. It was great. I enjoyed it.
uh, Yeah, we're also in the middle of doing our Superman rank series. The first two videos are live on the channel where we're gonna watch and rank all six live action solo Superman movies. So no Justice League, no Batman versus Superman, just a solo Superman. And we also have our Mission Impossible rank series. We had a lot of fun doing that one. So please feel free to check it all out. Get in the comment, let us know.
Awesome. Thanks, Robert, as always. And thank y'all for watching as well. Catch you in the next one.